From the News Talk STL studios in St. Louis, it's the Right Mind Show with Todd Showalter. On tonight's episode, former Fox 2 investigative reporter Elliot Davis, St. Louis radio insider outsider Brad Hildebrand, and the Right Mind studio band Mitch Murphy and the Murphy Tones. Now, putting the fun in your dysfunctional world, here's your host, Todd Showalter.
I just got back from a resort.
It's a resort if they charge you a resort fee. There could be nothing special about it except maybe they throw a USA Today in front of your door.
You stole my story, but yep, you're right.
They charge for parking and internet? That's resort.
Nope, they didn't even have that. Yeah, we went to Michigan, and I hadn't been to Michigan before, and I don't really like road trips, but we did a road trip, headed up there, and we stayed at a place that was like the Suites and Resort. That was in the name, but I got to tell you.
Suites usually means there's an oven or a stove.
Nope, they didn't have that either. All they had was the name. The name. It was like, Suites, Resort, in whatever. In this thing. It was a lot of trickery because you think you're going to someplace spatial, and there was nothing about this place that was a suite, a resort, or any of this stuff.
No chocolate on your pillow,
nothing.
Even if they spelled sweet wrong.
They had something dark on my pillow, but I don't think it was chocolate. But that goes back to my whole branding story. It's like garage sales, okay? If you call a garage sale an estate sale, it's the same crap, okay? But if you call it an estate sale, you can charge more for your junk, okay? So that's just like this place that we stayed at. They called it a resort, suite, whatever, but there was nothing about this place except for the prices that was a resort or a suite. I felt really tricked. Trickery.
Yeah, I stayed off site at Disney World, which means it's $100 cheaper, but you get some free black mold if you stay off site.
And it's Mickey mold. It's Mickey mold, the best. Yeah,
I don't want to drop names, but Baymont has some of the best black mold in Florida that you can find.
Yes. Have you tried the Days Inn?
I haven't.
That's some good stuff, too. That's what we stayed at the Days Inn Resort in Kissimmee, which is, like you said, outside of the Disney area, and everybody was really excited that we were going to a resort. And once again, it was not a resort. So you think I would have learned from that one, but I didn't. Maybe I didn't on
There's
purpose.
Different levels of slumming it at these Disney World resorts too, because we had a rental car, which meant we didn't have to wait hours for the shuttle. That's how they get you to stay at some of these off-sites. They're like, we have a free shuttle that comes once every 3 hours.
Yeah.
And then, so we had our own rental car, but I did slum it as in I had some Tupperware under the table.
Get out of here.
And I would put a few extra pancakes in there.
Did you
to
really?
Wait in line for Pirates of the Caribbean. You get a little hungry.
You do.
So you just pull a pocket pancake out and you start chewing down. You're like, thank goodness I did stay at that Baymont.
So it was like a free breakfast type thing, right?
If you extend it long enough, you get a free lunch. If you take enough of the breakfast, it can be any meal you want later in the day.
Exactly. That's like the Holiday Inn Express.
They have big signs that say, don't take the food out of the lobby area.
I pretend like I'm just illiterate.
Take a bite out of that sign.
Exactly. Because I don't, as you know, my friend, or maybe you don't, or I think you do, I don't even eat breakfast, okay? But when they have one of these all-you-can-eat breakfast things, I just bring a big old grocery bag and start throwing everything that I have in there in the bag. And my wife will say, why are you doing this? And I say, because I paid for it.
And they expect you to do it. And you do kind of gum up the works in the pancake line if it's one of those make-your-own pancake stations. Or more specifically, the make-your-own waffle makers.
Yeah.
Because they give you the little spit cup that you use for your toothpaste in the morning, and you got to fill that with the batter, and then you pour that into the waffle iron, and you got to flip it yourself.
Right.
And I'm making 7, 8, 9 waffles when I'm there, and people are getting real angry at me.
Oh, I just hate that.
I throw them an apple, and I say, eat something else.
Oh,
stay healthy.
I can't get this. You said gum up. Gum up. Okay. That reminds me. We're taping the show a day early because I have to go to the dentist tomorrow, okay? And they're going to do some dental work that I'm not too, I typically don't get nervous about stuff like this, but this time I am. And so, okay, they're going to be working on my teeth or whatever, and do something, I guess, to my gum or whatever. But
they haven't told you yet.
They haven't even told me. They said, well, we're going to do like a consult and just start hacking away. And anyway, you would think, and I even did this to you, I mentioned this to people because I want them to say, oh yeah, that's nothing. I had that done. No, I got a hold of my brother yesterday, okay, because I hadn't talked to him in a while, and expecting him to give me, because he's always having procedures.
He's a comforting voice, usually.
Yeah, you would think your own brother. And I tell tell him, I'm having this procedure done. And he goes on, comfort went out the window. Oh, I had something similar, and they did this, and something went wrong. And then the next thing you know, it was like a chronic pain that I've had for the last 12 years, and they had to do something to fix that. Now it's even worse. And I'm thinking, I don't think I even want to go now. I mean, we're taping early, and I may not even show up for this thing tomorrow.
Did he at least give you the referral to his specialist just so you can be prepared when you do get hacked?
No, he did not. He did not, because this person...
avoid him is what it sounds like.
I guess so. And this is one of those things, okay, where I had to... This appointment, why do doctors even do this? I made this... It was like back in May, okay? Well, we can see you like a year from Tuesday or something like... what if it was something urgent? By this, I'm thinking the span of time that they make you wait, by the time it's time, did that sound right?
Yeah.
By the time it's actually the time, you may not even need it anymore. You could be all better. And I feel fine. I don't even know if I need this anymore. So this delay may have just like blown their chance to buy a new car, because I'm pretty sure that's how much money it's going to cost to have them do whatever they're going to do.
They got tricky hours at these hospital type places, these doctor offices. They take a 2-hour lunch where they don't even pick up the phone or have an answering machine.
Right.
And then when they finally get your results back, they call you when you're live on the radio until 6 o'clock, and they leave a message right at 4:45.
Oh, yeah.
And you think, oh, well, I'll call them back when I go to break at 4:57. But nope, they are already out the door. This sounds very specific, I know.
I tell you what, I think that they all go to a special class to do this, because you're right. And it's always something, or they'll do it like Friday, where you have to like wonder, oh, please call us back. I know it's Friday.
I'm not going to give you the results right now in your voicemail. But please call us back in the next 1 minute.
It's very important that you call us back. And then you have to stew about it. Stew, is that a word? Stew about it for like 2 days. Oh, can you tell them a little myth today?
They say your blood pressure's high. Oh, because I was stewing? Is that maybe why?
Stewing, making the stew. By the way, on that note, I think we should change our logo. The Right Mind logo? Cracker Barrel or Crack of whatever they're called. You love Cracker Barrel, don't you?
Every time I go to Six Flags, which is in Eureka off Highway 44 in the Missouri area, we do stop off at the Cracker Barrel just to have a good meal, because you can get one of these sampler platters of 30 biscuits and some fried apples for $7.
Yeah.
And you can just split that between the two people. So the prices are great. But I only go to Six Flags maybe twice a year because of the season pass. It's worth it to get that than 1-day ticket.
Yeah.
So in order to make that valuable, we go the once, and then we go again during Halloween. So I do have my Cracker Barrel scheduled for Fright Fest. I got a date coming up in like 2 weeks. Do you think I should avoid it?
Well,
will they be unwoke in 2 weeks when I go for Fright Fest?
I think with this whole thing, I think it was a lot of trickery, okay? Because they made this big deal about the old man sitting on a toilet. Was he sitting on a toilet or a stump? What was it?
It's a Cracker Barrel.
It's a barrel. Okay,
so
they got rid of the Cracker. Is his name Cracker? Because he's Cracker by the barrel? Because whatever, the old man, they got rid of him.
I read the entire Wikipedia page. It's Cracker Barrel is a thing. That's the actual item.
Oh, I thought it was a cracker with a barrel. So I thought, well, they got rid of him, and everybody got very upset, okay? And I did a cartoon about it, even though I didn't understand it. And everybody, which is usually the case with my cartoons, and everybody got all upset, and they got all this attention and all this publicity, and then they put him back, okay? So it's like nothing ever happened, but now everybody was talking about Cracker Barrel. So it brings me back to my idea. And, you would be my best friend. I want you to be honest with me about this, okay? Our logo for the Right Mind Show, it has an R and an M that stands for Right Mind. What if we say we're going to get rid of the R? Okay, we're going to take the R out of the Right Mind Show logo, and we're just going to have M for like mind. It's just the Mind Show, which it kind of is. Maybe so people get so upset and so just, irate that the R of the Right Mind Show logo has been taken out, that everybody in the world will know about our show, and then we'll secretly just put it back like we never meant to take it anyway. Do you think this is a great strategy?
I don't think so, because the Right Mind Show is not publicly traded on the stock market.
Oh.
As you know, the Cracker Barrel logo change was part of a pump and dump. We got pumped and we got dumped.
Pump and dump?
They tanked the stock by taking out the logo for a day, and then Trump got involved, and that's when everyone bought low.
Okay.
And then today, on Wednesday, when they brought back the correct logo of the old man,
the
freaking stock went through the roof, skyrocketed.
So this is a whole conspiracy.
That guy was bent over that barrel because he was getting pumped and dumped.
Pumped and dump. Why do they call it pump and dump? Because he was on a toilet, like next to the barrel? What?
Stock manipulation. That's really all I'm trying to say.
Oh, okay. And they even used did you see the woman that they blamed this whole thing on?
She had good hair.
She looked like a rich hair, but lady, they always had to wear the liberal glasses. Why do these liberals all wear, and I'm not trying to make fun, but I am. Why do they all wear those glasses? Because it's almost like wearing a mask. I mean, it's like part of the costume. I don't get it. I mean, I'm afraid to wear glasses. I mean, do you know when I drive now, I have to wear glasses? I wonder if people driving by me say, look at that liberal driving a car. Do you think that happens? No, because I'm not driving a Subaru. You notice that too? All the liberals drive Subarus or Priuses. This has gone really in a totally different direction.
I know that you're using these stereotypes because they're a powerful way of communicating in cartoons.
Right.
Something I always notice is the type of liberal women that you draw. They always are very large. Their T-shirts actually don't cover up their belly button.
No.
Very colorful hair and the glasses that you're speaking of.
Exactly.
And you were thinking that if the liberal women wanted to have a mascot, they could use Ronald McDonald because they're a bunch of clowns. That's a cartoon you just put out, and I enjoyed that.
Oh, you did enjoy it because a lot of people didn't get it. You know why they didn't get it? Because
your speech bubble was on the wrong side of the page.
No, it's because Facebook blocked me, and they wouldn't let me share it with half the people I normally do. Unbelievable. Facebook face cracker is what it is. Tell me more about what's going on in your life. I feel like I've kind of hogged this entire opening of the show, and I'm feeling a little guilty. That's what you just put. You just put a note in front of me. Show guilt. Mm-hmm. Okay, I don't, but I'll pretend like I do. What's going on in your life, my friend?
Everyone that I know that I love, like Jamie Allman, he was on the air the other day saying that for some reason they're getting this August cold, and that's an impossibility. I didn't know that you weren't supposed to get colds in August, and also that you can get. I didn't know either side of the story. He said he had a cold. He coughed all over the microphone, and then I think it's going to spread throughout the station.
Oh, no.
And then me and my lady, we went on a run through Forest Park the other day. The next day, she says, I think I'm getting that August cold.
Yep.
And then she keeps asking me, do you have it yet? The way she said it, it's like she's sprinkling her spit in my mouth while I'm sleeping.
Oh, no.
Slack-jawed. And I say, no, I feel great. And then she seems upset. Oh, you don't have it yet?
Really?
And then she tries to give me a vitamin in her sweaty little palm that she has coughed into.
While you're sleeping?
Yeah, she says, here, why don't you take this vitamin C so you don't get it? But I could tell she just had spit particles layered on this vitamin C. So I think she's trying to take me down with her.
Do you think she's trying? This could be like one of those crime story things I watch on Netflix.
Yeah.
You think she's slowly trying to poison you by giving you colds?
I don't think she wants to be alone in this cold, and I'm just going to avoid her. I tried to kiss her this morning because I forgot, and she said, are you sure you want to kiss me? And I said, oh, wait, no, never mind. I karate chopped her in the throat, and then I ran out the door.
Oh, I heard about that on the news.
We were at a movie screening the other night. It was a big crime caper coming up. It was really good. It was called Caught Stealing.
Caught Stealing.
And I said, babe, if you cough during this movie, I swear to gosh, I'm going to be so embarrassed because I'm there with all the press and the critics and stuff.
Oh, yeah, the big wigs.
And I said, even people that recline their leather chair and it goes, and it squeaks and makes little fart noises, I get upset. And I said, I swear, if you cough in front of these other critics, I am never going to invite you again. And she stifled it. I think she let out a little toot because she was holding on her nose and her mouth.
That could have been
the chair. It came out the other end. Oh, yeah, the leather chair. You're so right.
Well, that's just it about those chairs. You ever notice that? Because they squeak, and if you sit on the leather just wrong, it sounded like you farted or something. And then you got to tell everybody, no, that was just the chair. And in the middle of a movie, and I don't care if it's even the best part, I want people to know that I was containing my wind. And you're saying that's what happened with you?
Yep, she had contained her wind. Now that you're explaining it correctly. It was the chair. But we made it out of the screening just fine. I would give the movie 4 out of 5 stars. Caught Stealing, go see it. Austin Butler, Elvis, he's in it. And hopefully no one farts or coughs during your movie.
Does
either.
he talk like Elvis in this movie?
Oh, mama,
go steal
he's
something.
Stuck in the accent, baby.
I got a cold.
Remember when he was in Dune 2 and he's like, all these worms are barely bothering me, baby.
I tell you, we got a big show coming on. Like I said, we got Elliot Davis coming on, and then we got Brad Hildebrand coming on.
He's got a course about eating courses.
A course,
a 3-course meal, a course.
Is it course like fat? No, I don't. It's called.
It's a program. You pay $75 to learn how to eat fast food.
Fast food.
It's a course on courses.
Well, I think it's you pay $75 to eat fast food, but you pay him $75 and you can't afford the fast food, and then you starve to death. So I think that's probably
brilliant.
Well, we're going to find out when we come back. Hey, but in the meantime, I'm Todd Showalter, along with my bestest buddy Joey V. Mitch in the background, starting to. No, he's not. This is the Right Mind Show. We'll be right back.
Coming up next on The Right Mind Show with Todd Showalter, former Fox 2 investigative reporter Elliot Davis. Welcome back to The Right Mind Show with Todd Showalter on News Talk STL. And now a man who is such a cunning investigative reporter, he never wears pants whenever it's time to surprise his subjects with an ambush. Todd Showalter.
And we're back on Todd Showalter along with my bestest buddy Joey V. And on the line now, as I mentioned to you, Joey, is another St. Louis TV legend, just like Larry down the hall here. It's Elliot Davis, and he's now the star of Elliot Davis TV, which is bigger than anything on the on Facebook or anywhere now. I'm going to jump into it. How are you, Elliot?
I am doing great.
Well, you're everywhere. I can't believe this because you're one of these people that retires, but then comes back bigger than ever. I mean, this new Elliot Davis TV, I mean, I'll be honest with you. My wife was the first one that said, you got to check this out. Now I'm hooked on it, and apparently everybody's hooked on it. You're busier than ever.
Well, someone said I'm redefining retirement. It was, I think, one of the mayor's offices that I went to ask questions to, and they say I'm redefining retirement, and I probably am. It's actually busier than before, and I'm getting to tackle more issues than before and tackle them more aggressively.
Well, that's great. And can you mentioned in a few of your episodes that I kind of am in the same boat as you. I get heat from the right and the left because they say, well, you're not being liberal enough, you're not being conservative enough. But you're just being honest, aren't you? I mean, you're calling it as it is, and you're being, in my opinion, objective. And a lot of people they don't seem to like that, do they?
No, I'm like an umpire. That's how I like to characterize and describe myself. Now, does that mean I'm going to that everybody's going to agree with me? Of course not. Mm-hmm. We're going to call balls and strikes the way I see it, mm-hmm. And so that's the beauty of it. And the beauty of it also is I don't have a boss. I love my bosses at Fox 2, where I worked for 45 years. Doing You Paid For It. I mean, I had some great bosses, great coworkers, but now I don't have any bosses, so I'm it. And I don't sell advertising either, and so I'm not being chained by, to I'm not being subjected to advertising and stuff like that. Advertising is a good thing, but I decided that at least for right now, I didn't want to be shackled by anything.
Right.
And so I didn't want anybody to be able to say, well, if they don't like what I do, well, I'm going to go boycott your advertisers.
Right.
And I'm going to try pressure to you that way because I don't have any. There's no way and no pressure that anybody can apply to anything I say.
Yeah, and it's great. And that gets back to something I was going to ask you. I mean, when you were with Fox 2, and it, just as far as news across the board at this point, do you think there's a lot of that? I mean, are we really getting the true, honest, what's really going on, or is there a lot of that shackling, as you mentioned, going on?
I think they're getting the honest truth. I think that reporters are as reporters were in the past, even though people don't like to admit it. I think the young crop of journalists do a great job. I know some of them. I think they do a good job. As they get older, they will mature more, and they will have a different view on things, because as people grow and mature, they have a different view on life. Yeah. So they will grow and they will just get better as they go. But I think the reporters in all the stations, I think they do a pretty good job.
Yeah, you posted something recently about apparently, I guess it was in the Business Journal, that 3 of the stations may somehow come under the same ownership or something. Do I have that right? I mean, I don't know if it's actually happened, but how could we, if that were to happen, I mean, that can't be a good thing, in my opinion. What do you think?
I don't know. It's still being worked out, so I don't know all the details. I was just sharing something that was on social media.
Right.
So I think, I think Nexstar is buying Tegna if the FCC changes the rules to allow that ownership.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a done deal yet.
Okay.
As to whether or not it's going to be a good deal, I have no clue.
Yeah, right. It just seems, I don't know. Like I remember even when, because I used to work with a lot of newspapers, and when they were family owned and things, I mean, it was a different vibe, and things used to be very objective. Okay. And it just seems that when corporations got involved, that objectivity seemed to go out the window, and you're pretty much, you're going to kind of cater to whatever position they want to take. And I don't know. I don't like that. I mean, do you wish
things?
Go ahead.
Well, things are changing.
Yeah.
You look at newspapers, how they were in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and whatnot, and how popular they were and how great a business they were. And you look at how they were then and how they are now, and how they began changing. Why? Well, because the public's appetite started changing.
Right.
And so things like television, things like newspaper and everything else will change along with the public's appetite.
Right.
People stop reading the newspaper. Well, social media came along and people say, well, I can just look at it on Facebook.
Right. And that's what's happening.
Yeah, absolutely. And so the traditional media that's been around forever, all of a sudden, we're not as popular with the public, and so we're not making as much money. And so that impacts the employees, how many people they could hire, the salaries they pay, and everything. But it all had to do with public consumption. Yeah,
exactly. And you could see, especially with what you're doing. Correct me if I'm wrong, but do you think you have a bigger audience now than you did when you were on television?
Well, you know what? Sometimes I think so.
Yeah.
Because I think it certainly in social media that's grown. It was like 170,000, and I've only been retired a year, but it was like 170,000 when I was at Fox 2, and it is like 193,000 now. So it has grown considerably, and I've hired a social media person. So we're doing Instagram and TikTok and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But it sometimes it seems that way, and sometimes it also seems like I had a lot of people look at You Paid For It. I think that was pretty popular.
Oh, yeah, sure.
But we're reaching through social media a lot of younger people who are looking at things that I'm involved in doing. And so it is, so that's caught on. So, yeah, I would say at least, it seems like at least as many people are watching or more are watching that before, because social media certainly has just caught on in a very big way.
Oh, absolutely. And you can see where that's going. Obviously with you, it's, you're expanding your audience daily at this point. But what do you think? Here you are, you're a respected journalist. I mean, that's just a given, but you also, with social media, you've got anybody. They can come on there and they could be a complete knucklehead or something and just be spouting things, whatever pops into their head. I mean, you have a different competition now. I mean, it's like you have people that know what they're doing, but it's an even playing field with people that really don't. I mean, how do you deal with that?
It's not my competition. I don't look at myself as competing with anybody except myself. Yeah. And so when I do things, I don't read what everybody else is doing. Right. Don't care what they're doing. Doesn't matter. I try to focus on what I'm doing, do that, and focus on that. And I let the other people do whatever it is that they want to do. So I've always been like that. In the beginning, about 2015 is when I started, and I focused on the issue of homelessness. And that is the issue where we really got going, because we would post things and they get like 2 million views. So We started focusing on issues like the homeless, issues like crime. We'd hammer the circuit attorney. We were not afraid to take on issues. We were supportive of law enforcement when law enforcement was pretty unpopular during some turbulent times in our in our area history, and when people were hammering law enforcement, I really supported them because it was my belief that law enforcement was the only thing that separated us from anarchy and separated us from the criminals who were taking an advantage of, especially senior citizens, but just everybody. And so I would take positions. Many of my positions were unpopular at the time I was taking them, like my positions with on law enforcement. Well, it was unpopular during the time I was taking them, except with police officers and whatever. They appreciated the support, at that time because they were just getting hammered.
Right.
But so I've often always just taken positions sometimes on issues that were unpopular, and I don't look at what everybody else is doing. I really don't care.
I want to pivot a little bit here. I was watching your piece, and I also watched it with Wesley Bell. Up with the public the town hall that they had and stuff, and right. I gotta tell you, a lot of the stuff that you pointed out, I couldn't agreed with more. I felt sorry for Wesley. I mean, he's up there, he's trying to deal with this issue, and you have a lot of people that came in that they seemed they wanted to change the whole agenda for some political narrative. I mean, what was your take on that? Because I found the whole thing embarrassing.
My take is that you've got groups of people who support an issue, in this case Gaza, and they want everybody else to support it too, to the same extent they do.
Right.
And they were mad at Wesley Bell for supporting Israel and Gaza. They didn't care about any other issue, not the tornado hitting the city, not crime in the city, not nothing, just Gaza. Well, in the district that Wesley Bell represents, many of those people got slammed by the tornado.
Right.
And so the tornado to them, that's more important than Gaza. They care more about that. Many of them care more about crime than Gaza. Gaza's an important issue. We regret what's going on with the people there, but it's not the number one issue for everybody. And just the way they decided to go about it, the way they decided to slam Wesley Bell over it, I thought it was unfair. And just for the point of transparency, I support Israel and I support the Jewish people as well.
Right.
And so the positions Wesley took were actually positions that I support. I can say that since I'm now retired and I can take what positions that I want. And so I didn't agree with the protesters. I just did not agree with their approach on it. And, and Wesley, it was very difficult, to go forward. But that's what's happened to a lot of public officials that take a position on something that one of these groups disagree with, and then they're just a target, and people just come and just take over the meeting. It's like they feel that only what they think is important.
Well, we're down to the last few seconds here. I want to tell everybody how they can watch you. I know you're on Facebook. It's called Elliot Davis TV.
That's how they can do it.
Okay. So is it? You mentioned Instagram too. Are there other platforms that people can check out your show?
My social media person, Natalie Coyne.
Okay.
She knows the addresses of all those social media posts. I only know Facebook.
Okay.
Elliot Davis TV.
Well,
that's why I got somebody to help me, because there's no way I could keep up with everything.
Yeah, you're busy, like taking your career to a whole nother level here in retirement.
It's a lot of fun. We get a lot of people contacting us. I just had a lady who's a tornado victim to contact me. I had someone whose son out in St. Charles County, Winchfield, I think it was, where they are trying to get someone to donate a kidney and wanted me to use my site to publicize that, and we've done that. It was a lady who was a paraplegic, and her bed malfunctioned, didn't work. She couldn't get the state to get her another one, and we were able to get involved with that and get Paraquat involved to get her a bed. And I actually paid to have the bed moved. That was $700. But to have the bed moved, and then we get people like homeless moms that are about to get kicked out of hotels, motels. I've been able to step in and help them, and dealing with the homeless down there to help them deal with the trash situation. I've rented dumpsters for them every month so they can deal with trash. But you're able to spotlight other organizations where people are helping. And the things I focus on are not just to promote me. It's to encourage other people to get involved. My most important thing, and I do have to mention this before I leave, is my faith in Jesus Christ.
Yes.
So if I were to say, what is the most important thing I've done since I retired, that's to get closer to Jesus Christ, to praise him more, to praise God, to let God run my life and be in charge of it. That is the most important thing that's happened since I left TV and retired. And that's made all the other things, important. That's allowed me to do all the other things.
Well, amen to that. I mean, I can attest to that myself, and I couldn't agree more. Wow, it's been a pleasure having you on. I mean, will you come back? I mean, there's so much more I'd like to talk about. I hope you can come back and talk some more.
I'll be glad to.
Okay.
I'll be glad to.
Well, thank you very much for joining us this time. Again, anybody that wants to check it out is Elliot Davis TV. He's on Facebook and other platforms. But, Elliot, again, thank you, and I look forward to the next time.
Been my pleasure.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
What a great guy. I tell you what, I was trying to get a hold of him for a while there, and I'm glad everything finally came together because we had to put some pieces here and there together, and I was talking to his assistant, and what a great guy.
Mm-hmm. He was actually in the radio station last week because he was doing a twofer with Nick Schroer. He was on Nick Schroer's show, and then Nick, the senator, was interviewed on Elliot Davis's show. Right. I mean, Elliot was coming in with his own lighting rig and his tripod and his camera.
Yeah.
He's a one-man gang when it comes to this TV thing. I'm so impressed.
I don't want to talk about Nick, though. I'm a little miffed at Nick because he always teases me about his beard. He goes, look at my wonderful beard. You couldn't grow one like this. He knows that I can't grow facial hair because I haven't gone through puberty yet. Mm-hmm. And so he rubs that in my, because he has that perfect beard, kind of like my son, and he says, you couldn't grow one like that. And that's all he talks about.
We need puberty blockers.
Yeah. Well, speaking of puberty blockers, we got Brad Hildebrand coming on. Mm-hmm. He's going to be back when we come back, and we will come back, hopefully. In the meantime, I'm Todd Showalter, along with my bestest buddy, Joey V. This is The Right Mind Show. We'll be right back.
Coming up next on The Right Mind Show with Todd Showalter, STL Radio insider outsider Brad Hildebrand on his fast food diet. Welcome back to The Right Mind Show with Todd Showalter on News Talk STL. And now a man who doesn't need Ozempic because he was shot in the stomach a couple years back when the radio station was located in downtown St. Louis. Todd Showalter.
Hey, we're back on Todd Showalter along my bestest buddy, Joey V. Mitch in the background. And here he is, ladies and gentlemen. Brad Hildebrand. Not only is he a radio guy, my friend Joey, but he is also... he's in the diet biz. He's come out with a new diet called the Fast Food Me Diet, which I didn't know about until I read all about it. Brad, my friend, I've known you from from Facebook and radio and stuff like that, but I never knew that you were a diet guru. What's this all about?
First off, long-time listener, first-time caller. How's that, boys?
Well, I'll be darned. Okay, well, I tell you what, thanks so much. We could start all over, and you could do it again. It could be the second-time caller.
Okay, I started out, I was a skinny guy in high school. The day I graduated from high school, went down to the gym and worked out that morning. I weighed 162. 2 years later, I weighed 310. Almost doubled in size over the course of 2 years.
Okay.
And the reason being lifestyle style change, okay? Then I got down, I went from 310 down to 195, eating nothing but fast food. For the majority of my life, if I stay on fast food, I either stay neutral in my weight or I lose weight. If I eat regular food, like the kind of stuff you and Joey kind of eat, all the fancy stuff. I know you go in like Tony's and places like that for dinner all the time. I gain weight. And essentially what it is I've told this story many, 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 many times, and nobody ever believes me. So I put together a program called, and part of the things was I named it after a website I put up, I guess 3-4 years ago, called fastfoodme.com, where nobody believed me. So every single day on my diet, I kept track of this on the website. The website's still up. You can take a look at it. I took my weight every morning. I weighed myself, and I documented with video that I put on YouTube, which are all still up there, every place I ate at. Wendy's, McDonald's, Burger King, places like that. And in that particular instance, I think I went down about 35 pounds in about 90 days. And I wasn't really pushing it that hard. But I've done it many times. Now, once again, the problem is that when I go off of it and I start eating regular food, I start to gain weight. And the crazy thing is, I hear people all the time, there's no way in hell you can lose weight eating fast food. Essentially, it comes down to basic thermodynamics. Your fuel tank in your car has a fixed volume. When you put gasoline in, you fill it up to the top, you drive around the block, you can't put in 10 more gallons. Your body, unfortunately, is different. If you fill it up to the top and you walk around the dinner table one more time, you can cram down a couple more things, and that's the problem. So essentially it comes down to calories in, calories out, sort of a calorie counting diet, and that's what I do. It's the fast food diet. I can remember this not too long ago. One of the Italian chains, I don't know if they're in St. Louis anymore, but they got in trouble because on their menu it said, like, chicken fettuccine, it's 1,265 calories. And they actually had a company come in and analyze it. And what they were saying was 1,265 calories was like 3,000 calories. And everybody says, you must be in terrible shape. You must have heart disease. You must be diabetic. No, none of those situations whatsoever.
What do you actually consume?
Well, a perfect example today, I just ate lunch and I had 2 hamburgers from McDonald's.
Uh-huh.
And that's all I had, 2 hamburgers from McDonald's and a Diet Coke. This morning I had 3 Little Debbie snack cakes. And this evening, probably I'll eat, Wendy's. I'll probably eat the $5 value meal. And the other thing about it is that, people are spending like thousands of dollars on Ozempic and all these, injections you got to stick in your stomach and stuff like that. Hey, fast food is still relatively inexpensive. I can go to Wendy's. I can eat the $5 Biggie Bag meal, which has a bacon junior cheeseburger, and you order it with onions and lettuce. So you get your lettuce and stuff like that. You get your cheese, which is your diet, your dairy. You order the French fries. You get the chicken nuggets. You get a Diet Coke. It's $5.
But say okay, if I do want to partake in your new diet plan, what do you got to do? Where do you got to go to to become part of this revolution? Where do you have to go?
All you have to do, well, if you want to check out what I did 3 or 4 years ago, go to fastfoodme.com. Mm-hmm. And if you want to buy the diet program, it's fastfoodmediet.com. If you go to fastfoodme.com, there's a link right there on the webpage to take you to the diet page. But if you go directly to the diet page, it's fastfoodme.com, and it's a paltry $77. That's, I think, what you made probably in about 10 minutes doing your cartoons. Isn't like 77? Don't you make like about $300 or $400 an hour when you're doing your cartoons?
Well, it depends what the cartoon's about. If it's like a blackmail one, if I'm blackmailing somebody, then it could be a few cents more. But it just all depends if there's any of that involved. So, but yeah, give or take, sure, yeah.
Yeah. Well, see, once again, it's inexpensive, and the more important thing about this is it's available anywhere. Okay. You're going to go to Europe? Hey, there's a McDonald's there. You're going to travel. You're going to go to Kansas City. What kind of place do you go? Where do you go? Where do you travel to? Where do you go to?
Where do I go to? I just went to Michigan. Yeah. I just went to Michigan, and they hadn't heard of your diet there yet. But did you drive to Michigan? Yeah, I did. Yeah, I had to do that.
Well, How many fast food places did you pass? Hundreds?
I don't know.
See what I'm saying?
I was too busy eating an apple. I guess I just said next I'll pull over. Well, one of the things you're involved with this. You've been involved with radio. You do a lot of things. You're kind of like the Renaissance man that I know. I mean, because you do a lot of different things. Joey kept asking me. I mean, you evolved. What Joey wanted to ask you a question too about what was it, Joey? Something he was involved with?
Hey there, Brad. I know you're a legend of radio. Been in it for 50 years, and I'm a big fan of your blog, radiopoop.com, and it was gone for a couple years.
Radio Poop.
But it looks like it's back up.
No, wait, it's called Radio Poop.
Radiopoop.com.
And this is yours, Brad.
Matter of fact, your guys' station was featured on there quite a bit because I refer to the station you guys are on as the refugees because you're all, except for you two guys, you're all refugees from another station, which we won't mention that station. But see, the sad part of it is, there used to be guys, the Post-Dispatch used to write, you used to have Jerry Berger who write stuff like that. That's going way back. And you had Eric Mink. This is predating you guys probably. I'm an old guy. But you used to have people that talked about the radio business. Well, what's sort of funny was one of my friends, actually a guy who does some part-time work for me, he named me the Grand Poopah, not the Poobah, but the Poopah. And that's sort of the nom de plume I go under when I'm writing. And some of it's tongue in cheek. I haven't written in a while. It's funny you should mention that, because the crazy thing about that was I put that up just sort of fun. I guess I started about when the talk radio wars, when your station came to be, when everybody left that one station and some of them went off and went to your place, and some of them went off to another lady's place, and some of them went off to that iHeart place. And all of a sudden, overnight, you had not one FM talk station, but you had 4 talk stations. And I thought it was fascinating. I started chronicled that. And the amazing thing was, I started looking at my statistics. Some days I was getting tens of thousands of hits on that. And I was getting people from all over the country, radio people, and not even some outside the business, commenting about it. And that's funny. I put it back up. The site was gone for a while. I haven't updated for a while. You know what, Joey? I appreciate you're gonna goad me into doing more updates on that, because there's always a lot of crap going on. And I will tell you this right now, and I know I don't want to sound like I'm preaching, but I am. What frustrates me about our industry is that instead of my station trashing your station and somebody else trashing everybody's station, we should learn from music and YouTube. Collab, C-O-L-A-B, short for collaboration. Instead of me trashing you guys, I want to compliment what you guys are doing. I think the station you're on is great. Great all day, live people. It's not satellite programming and stuff like that. Local people doing local talk. It's great. But yet, I shouldn't even say this, but would your management of your station ever promote my station? No. I talk about you guys all the time. And
what's your station? Go ahead, because I was on your station.
Give it a shout out.
Give it a shout, because I was on your station. You had me on, and it was quite fun. I mean, so to give your station a shout out, Brad.
I have 3 stations. One of them West
Bragger. You were only supposed to say one. Bragger.
Which is out in St. Charles County. The other one is Westplex Talk 104.5. And I do a show in the morning with a guy by the name of John Combis called The BJ Show. And don't take that the wrong way, but the Brad and John Show. And you can check out BradandJohnShow.co.
That's amazing. I can't. The only thing I can keep thinking about during this whole conversation, though, have you considered the radio poop diet?
The radio poop diet.
The radio poop diet.
You only eat what the sponsors bring in on Wednesdays.
Oh, yeah. I don't know, Brad. I tell you, if you start selling this one, you got to give me a shout out, okay? The radio, Todd.
It's Restaurant
Wednesdays.
Look at
you, Todd. You look like you're buff. You look like an Adonis. Well, I'm on Brad's radio poop diet. What? Really?
You guys haven't been in the business long enough, because if you go way, 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 way back when, the jocks would get on there and they would essentially beg for
Thank
food.
you, Brad. Thank you.
Right. And people would show up with food, but you know what? I learned something a long time ago in the radio business, or when I first got into the business. A couple different things one of my mentors told me. You know what he said?
What?
Never eat food from listeners, because you never know what they did to it.
It was. Do you have any last final words?
FastFoodMeDiet.com, FastFoodMeDiet.com, FastFoodMeDiet.com. And hi, Jeff and Joe. I love you too.
And the radio poop diet, too. It's coming soon to a buffet near you. I love disco. Hey, and I love you too, man. Okay. Buddy, thanks for joining us. We'll do it again, okay?
Bye.
I'll tell you what. I mean, I've never heard of so many diets. I mean, your mom always said, eat your vegetables, right? And this could be, here's the thing. Okay. I think it comes down to, he was talking about portion control. I think if your whole lunch was like the tip of a French fry, I mean, maybe that was it. But he's making it sound like he's consuming all this. Didn't he mention Little Debbie's snack cakes? Who in the hell eats Little Debbie's snack cakes as a diet? What kind of diet is that? The diabetic diet? I mean, do you think he's high?
Maybe. I just went for my yearly checkup at the doctor's office, and he said that I had slightly elevated levels of cholesterol.
Yeah.
And I thought I did house sit in that house in Baldwin. Very nice house.
Yes, we had a lovely time there.
And
wonderful dinner, by the way.
I ate Girl Scout cookies, about 10 a day, every day for a week.
Right.
And I thought that wasn't a good way to really go and prepare my body for the doctor's office.
Right.
You're going to the dentist tomorrow, you're probably going to brush your teeth before you go in, right? It's the same thing. Why'd I eat 2 boxes of Girl Scout cookies?
Yeah.
So now I'm back to doing pee-pee ups. Every time I go pee-pee in the bathroom, I do 15 push-ups right there on the floor. just to get the heart going. The cardiovascular system is kicked into high gear. And then I wash my hands usually after.
Wait, I'm sorry. You do push-ups in the bathroom. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's just a good reminder to do push-ups every day. And if I go to the bathroom 10 times because of my cute little prostate, then, you're getting a lot of push-ups
in. You go into the bathroom and you start doing push-ups.
I drop trout and then I give myself 15.
You do push-ups without any pants on.
In the bathroom.
In the bathroom. So I'm just the visual.
The nose has to touch the floor or it doesn't count as a full push-up.
Take your pants down, go in the bathroom, and start doing push-ups with your nose just grazing the tile, is what you're saying.
That is correct.
That is, and
I try to lock the door, but sometimes...
why don't you have... Oh, here's what we're going to do. Why don't you have your very own exercise program? So we can have your exercise program about pantsless push-ups, the pantsless push-ups exercise program with the fast food diet, okay? And then it'll just be total anarchy. I mean, all hell... I mean, the world will implode, okay? Because you'll say... I'm picturing this. You doing push-ups with no pants on as Brad's eating a Big Mac in the corner. To me, it could be a whole new craze. And I don't mean in a good way.
It's good to have a PP up buddy. Someone who watches you just in case your face
Brad.
crashes into the floor because your elbows gave out.
I can see Brad.
He's like a spotter.
Right. Cheese coming down his face and watching you with no pants on doing push-ups. This visual is just making me sick, and I don't know be healthy enough to go to the dentist
Did
tomorrow.
You say he eats ding-dongs?
He's eating ding-dongs as you're pantsless doing push-ups.
Don't look at my ding-dong.
Oh, don't look at my ding-dong. Yes, exactly. Oh, wow. Did you have a good time today?
I had a wonderful time.
Well, I had a good time today. I did. Mitch, thank you again for doing nothing. Well, you know what I always say, don't you?
What do you say?
If you don't have a right mind, you don't have a mind at all. This is The Right Mind Show, along with my bestest buddy, Joey V. I'm Todd Showalter. Until next time, bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to The Right Mind Show with Todd Showalter. To find out about all things Todd, go to toddsprod.com. We will see you next Saturday night at 5 p.m. and Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. right here on 101.9, 94.1 News Talk STL and always streaming online at newstalkstl.com.